is taking place at the Bell Mayhews Auditorium tomorrow, and the Blue Violin Candlelight Christmas. I am joined by the blue violinist himself, Christopher Vuk, to tell me all about it. Good morning to you, Christopher.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Now, Christopher, I hope you know you're going from a little bit of snow to a lot more once you get to North Dakota.
Oh, I bet.
So I love that you're in Colorado Springs right now. Such a pretty area. But I want to know a little bit more about you. So we know you're performing with a violin tomorrow, but what is your background? I saw on your website that you have a whole list of people that you were able to perform with.
Yeah, well, I consider myself a acoustic and electric violinist. I trained classically and I graduated from Berklee College of Music as an electric rock and roll violin player. And I've performed for about a decade with the Boston String Quartet. And as part of that, got the chance to perform with folks like Paul Simon, Paul McCartney, the Scorpions, and many rock and roll and jazz artists as part of that. I love collaborating. Personally, I love Celtic music a lot and got to perform with Riverdance and Celtic Woman as part of that as well.
I saw the Riverdance on the list, and that one seemed to have really fun to perform with. Absolutely. Now, What type of music do you perform? Is it your own original stuff, or is it kind of the classics?
Yeah, it's a mixture. The concert, I've really designed it so that it's full of holiday and Christmas music, as well as there's some acoustic Americana. There's also some rock and roll, as I mentioned, as well. It's something that's really unique about my playing and different than most violinists is that I use a bit of technology in the performance. So I use a loop pedal that I work with for a number of the songs. So I'm recording live in front of the audience, which is fun. I use some different pedals and effects. And something that I try to do with a lot of my arrangements is I try to capture all the different sounds of the music. So, for example, Carol the Bells is one of the songs that I'll be doing, a traditional song. But the arrangement that I've created of it, it has all kinds of different sounds as well. I've recorded 12 different violins to accompany me in the performance, as well as bells and different percussion instruments. So it's a very full arrangement. So the concert ranges from just my acoustic violin all the way to very full production, like I just mentioned on Carol the Bells.
So just to dig a little bit deeper here into Chris, for the performance come tomorrow night, or the concert. So from just the Carol of the Bells, I'm going to be hearing 12 different violins at once, in a way?
That's right.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
That's cool.
I bet that is. Now, walk me through the performance a little bit more. Now, Lindsey Sterling, I know her as a great violinist and such. Are you going to be kind of doing that style per se, or is it strictly, I know like you said, different types of violins in a way, but walk me through the performance, I guess.
Yeah. So I've been to a number of Lindsey Sterling performances and enjoy her music. And what I've tried to capture in this performance is kind of a reflection of some of the type of music she does, Ed Sheeran, as well as an inspiration in using loops. So larger production. When you go to see someone like Lindsey or David Garrett, they're typically performing solo or with one other artist, but there's a whole lot of additional music and production that's part of that. So I pre-recorded a lot of content that'll be accompanying me. And as I said, with some of the pieces, I'll be recording them live in front of the audience. So it's not just a solo instrument, it's a violin plus violins on top of violins on top of violins.
Right, so a little bit more dynamic. Now, going to the violin, what is the prop here, the blue violin that you do have in your hand right now?
Yeah, so this is a bridge violin. It's from England, and I've had it for about 2 years. And kind of funky looking thing here. Looks like someone took a bite out of it.
Right.
That's what my kids tell me. And yeah, it's a beautiful sounding instrument. I've played a lot of different electric violins over the years. Didn't really like them too much. Tended to stick to my acoustic violin. And one of my friends, a couple of years ago, I was at a party and she brought one of these. She plays on some of the Las Vegas shows. And she said, "Chris, you got to see this bridge violin that I have." So I spent about 5 minutes playing it, turned into about 2 hours of playing it. And shortly after that, I had to buy one of my own, and I haven't really stopped playing it. Play it all around the place. It's very easy to plug in, stands out. One of the issues with acoustic violins is they can get lost in the mix a little bit. So an electric like this is, it's a beautiful instrument.
Yeah, it's
and
pretty.
it stands out as well.
I like that too. It's just the shape for me alone just does something different, I guess. And I guess the shape maybe has a little bit to do with the different type of sound that we're hearing from it. Is that a thing?
Yeah, there's a hollow body in it, but it plugs in directly here to
Gotcha.
a station system.
Ah, okay, cool. Very cool. Well, we're all really excited to see a Blue Candlelight Christmas. Christopher, for tickets, information, time and date, everything, where can we find all of that?
Yeah, you can go to blue-violin.com.
Easy enough. And we're putting up some information here too. You can also get tickets at the BismarckEventCenter.com. Again, it's taking place at the Belle Mayhews Auditorium tomorrow in Bismarck at 7 o'clock. So go ahead and get your tickets. Christopher, we want to thank you for coming on here today and break a leg, I guess, on your performance tomorrow.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.